Some people woke up one morning and they said, we listen, we don't judge. Very Dark Man woke up right now and he decided to prank the whole Nigerians. Well, he came up this morning and he said, this is no more true. I was actually pranking to see the perception of people. This is a thought-provoking situation because it intertwines trust, perception, and the broader consequences of public actions. When someone like Very Dark Man uses a serious issue like missing funds as a prank, the way people react depends on their personal values, past interactions with the individual, and the cultural context. Let's look at the story around, or let's look at the point on trust and credibility. Many people will question his credibility going forward. If someone is seen as a prankster or manipulator of public sentiment, it becomes difficult to take them seriously in the future. People might think, what else has he exaggerated or fabricated? I would like to tell people to take a step back and let's ask ourselves, what was the purpose behind the prank really? Or what made this prank started in the first place? I think it was the issue between Little Smart and Very Dark Man. And Little Smart came up, he played an audio record. And when he played the audio record, people started asking questions. And people were saying, Very Dark Man, you are an oppressor. You intimidated the boy. You wanted to stand for Naira Marley and the rest of it. Very Dark Man came up. He said it's an AI. But a lot of people said, just like that fair senator that makes people disappear for a living, Very Dark Man, you are guilty of the same thing. But I felt that Very Dark Man should have just stood up and say, oh, I am sorry, I am a human. I made a mistake just like every other person. But Very Dark Man insinuated and he rants, he said, I'm going to slap him. The thing I did not do that I regretted about Little Smart was I should have slapped him. He doubled down on it. Probably the pressure became a little bit much. And then he came up with a prank. And the question is, should you have just come to the public and apologize and say, oh, I am wrong about what I did to Little Smart, what I said? We are not saying that Little Smart did not manipulate. No Nigerian, I've never even seen a Nigerian who would say Little Smart is not a manipulator. Everybody knew Little Smart was a liar. The only thing is that to your own personality, people ask a question, why did you intimidate and why did you abuse? I think, in a sense, like Very Dark Man gaslight Nigeria. Rather for him to answer the question of how he intimidates Nigeria, Little Smart, he decided to insult a lot of Nigerians by pulling off the prank. And I know a lot of people will be like, why would this guy come up and say something like this? Were you not the same person who was fighting and saying, Very Dark Man, reach out to me? Let me say this. I sent message to Very Dark Man when he said the money was missing. I sent message to Very Fair Man. I sent message to certain individuals to reach to Very Dark Man. If that money was removed from the account, I would help them trace the account and make sure I get the money back. Now, we need to look at it from the other angle, about intentions and timing. Linking this prank to his previous issue with that Little Smart could make people interpret it as either a deflection tactics or a way to shift the narrative in his favor. Others might view it as an unnecessary escalation that affects his reputation more than anyone else. I think the prank did a lot of bad than it does good. I was willing. If Very Dark Man is in any issue today, I will still stand for him. I will be willing to support him. I will be willing because I know he has the right intention. But there's a difference between being intelligent and there's a difference between being wise. Intelligence is to solve the immediate way people perceive you, the immediate solution to whatever challenges you're facing. But wisdom is when you begin to solve a problem that would come many years from now. If you actually can see the future, you might have been able to prank people. You might have been able to draw controversies. But you need to understand, my brother, there are certain jokes that are not funny. Even at the expense of your friend Coco P that is trending his own whatever song that I did not encourage in the society. But that particular guy, he could not promote his song, he could not do anything simply because of his friend that he cared about. Should we stand for you? The fans who stood by you, they are the heroes that whenever Very Dark Man is in any issue, there are people who will stand for him. But you can't gaslight the whole Nigerians and say they are stupid, they do not have senses, they cannot make investigation. You came out and you said it. Everybody, when they prank people, people react accordingly. Let us look at a different point on public sentiment. The controversies kind of amplifies polarizing views. Those who liked him before might forgive him and see it as an experiment in social psychology. Meanwhile, critics might use these as fuel to call him deceitful and manipulative. Let's look at it from third level thinking. To understand the neutral, one needs to detach emotions and consider what was the actual harm done in this prank. Did the prank mislead people significantly, cause panic, or tarnish others' reputation? Did they insult his mother because of it? Did they insult Coco P because of it? Many people got abused, a lot of people got backfired. Even those who were advocating for Very Dark Man on different platforms, a lot of them received some kind of emotional pain. And some people would say, oh, do I want it to be true? That's why I'm against. No, it's because Very Dark Man is not in problem. I would address situations based off how I perceive it. Most of his fans, most of the people who have been supporting him, most of them got emotionally abused. There's a reason, why people go to war. Because of beliefs. What is a belief? Mental acceptance. What is mental acceptance? When you have invested an emotion into something that is how it is. People have invested their emotion that, oh, Very Dark Man is down, we need to stand for him. We would go through abuse, through trauma. And all just for you to come out and say, I was just joking with you guys. Would they be willing if something actually happened? Let's look at, was it worth the experiment? Even if his intentions were intellectual or psychological, did the execution justify the means? What is the lesson for the public? Was the prank reflective of a deeper societal issue, such as how quickly people jump to conclusions or spread unverified information? Was the information not verified? If VDM said something, if I come out tomorrow and I say something online and I say, oh, everybody come, I want to teach you people about cybersecurity, ethical hacking, programming, and the rest. And then you guys commit to it. And then I say, oh, it was just a prank. How would you feel about it? Can't you hold me based on the video I make that I am to teach you? Ultimately, the way to perceive Very Dark Man's depends on weighing his actions, the impact, and how he chooses to handle the backlash. If he uses this moment to genuinely reflect and educate, some might forgive him. However, others may permanently view him as someone who disrespects public trust. Let me say this. I believe VDM has a long way to go. I believe in his work. And I think that he has the chance to grow far in life. But I think also, let this be the last time in the name of trying to defend yourself, pull up a prank that affects people who put their trust in you. Prank should have been something between you and somebody, you and a little group of people. You cannot prank the nation. Like Jeslie Smalley, the guy who said some people attacking black and is a great actor. he would have said it was just a prank. Was he able to recover from it? We need to be able to detach ourselves from certain things. Now, my hope at this junction and how I begin to look at it is, for me, how I really look at this is that VDM hates to be wrong. He hates it so bad to be wrong. And this is the spirit of a youth. Now, when you come out and you say, I am the wisest man, I am the most trusted person on earth, I am the most unique person in Nigeria, nobody is better than me, to me it raises some question. A wise man never called himself wise. An honest man never called himself honest. A sincere man never said he's sincere. God never called himself God. Men call him God. He showed his power to people, and humans acknowledge him as God. Jesus never called himself Messiah. He said, what do people say I am? And Peter said, you are the child of God. He said, flesh and blood did not reveal this to you. Peter said, you are the Son of God. What you are, you don't tell people. Exactly what you're competent of, you don't come out to tell people. But one thing I believe is that VDM has a long way to go. And for me, I forgive him. He hasn't hurt me, he hasn't offended me in any way. I don't think he has offended me in any way. I think there's no point of forgiving because I was not offended. The only thing is, I want him to be a better person. I want him to grow. I want him to understand you cannot serve humans in truth and take out the spirit of humility and you think that the world will appreciate your greatness. Christ was accepted because of his humility on the cross of Calvary. Malcolm X was accepted by the people because of his humility. Martin Luther King was accepted by the people because of his humility. Nelson Mandela was accepted to the people because of his humility. Now you may ask yourself, Baba Fela never called his people crazy. Baba Fela sang a song. He said, na Nigerian government, then they talk be that. My people are useless. My people are senseless. My people are indisciplined. Now which kind of government be that, yo? Na Chris talk be that, yo. Na Hanima talk be that, yo. Na Hanima talk be that, yo. Fela fought against the politicians, against the elites of the nation. The people he fought for, he never called them any name. If you're fighting for Nigeria, don't always downgrade them. I don't know what certain people know. Some people don't know what I know. I want to share my knowledge with people. I want Nigerians to be better. Just because they don't know what I know, just because they say things that does not align with me, does not mean I have to keep dragging them and saying, you are stupid. My children, for those of you who don't know, I never call my children stupid. I never say any word that will bring them down. When you instill negativity in the society, they accept it as a way and they begin to flow on that. The good side of this whole prank, I want to think about it. And when I think about it, I'll come up and still talk about what are the benefits of this prank. But as of now, I think there are good things about the prank because it tells the people. But I think you want to be right, and the credibility of what you try to portray at the long run, people will still stand for you. The people who will stand for you will stand for you. I am one of them. I would always stand for you. Trust me. If I have to give you 3 million, I will. I don't get them. But I will struggle it and give it to you. But in the long run, my brother, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's where I will stop for now.